Yeah, 100%. And that is on-page SEO. And over the years, I almost feel like it's become even more important because I feel like Google's algorithm is doing even better job reading web pages and whatnot. And yeah, like being conscious of your anchor text, even interlinking anchor text between pages. I think a lot of anchor text can be the brand name back to the homepage. Hopefully you have keywords. 50% could be brand name. That's pretty safe. But the other 50%, you have a lot of different things. You can use anchor text back to your homepage, putting different types of keywords in that anchor text so that your site, in conjunction with your map listing, begins ranking for more keywords to create more
Same thing
variants.
with like anchor texts that match your GBP category, right? So like roofing contractor is the GBP category. So roofing contractor would be a great anchor text to go back to your homepage that links to your GBP because now that's your GBP category is roofing contractor, right? So I like to make sure that somewhere in my homepage, I have the exact category of my GBP that's going to link back to wherever my GBP is pointing. So it's like those types of little bitty things make a big difference. Debbie said a few weeks ago there was a mention of update posts on GBPs, not posting offers, just updates to show you're alive. What's your advice on that? Update monthly, weekly, or rarely? I'm not sure. Honestly, on GBPs, I like to do offers and events because they have a longer lifespan. Posts are fine. I like to do offers. One, because again, you can get people to click, right? And then you could set it up. And so I would say look at your competition. It's the 80-20 rule, right? So just do 20% more than your competition. If the top three people in the pack are doing once a week offers or once a week post, then do 20% more. Do one every 4 days. So instead of doing 4 a month, you're doing 6 a month. You're doing 20% more. So that's where I would look at it. If you're in a tough market and the guy's doing 5 GBP posts and you're trying to outrank him, guess what? You've got your work cut out because he's doing 5 a day. So you need to set that up. And there's some other factors as well. You don't want to spam the stuff because that could actually hurt you, right? You don't want to spam those GBP posts. I think whatever's natural, majority of business owners are not doing that though. They're not going and adding GBP posts.
I think I like what you just said, studying the competition. That can always gives you a lot of insight, not just in your city, but go to a bigger city, more competitive city. If it's roofing, go to Dallas and look at the top GBPs in Dallas and see what kind of posts that they're making on their GBP.
Same thing with reviews, right? I'm not afraid if a person has 100 reviews. If I'm looking at due diligence and I see a company with 100 reviews, now if I see all three people in the map pack have 100 plus reviews, I might stay away from that, right? But majority of the time, it's one person that has 100 reviews or whatever, right? Because I'm just going to go look. Maybe the guy's been in business for 10 years, right? But maybe he only gets one review a week. So it's okay, cool. I'm going to get 2 reviews a week, right? And again, remember, it's about relevance and how invested you are in your business. Google sees that, right? So if you're getting 2 reviews a week, you're doubling the amount of reviews this guy gets. So you are legitimately showing 150 reviews and you have 10, right? But if you're getting 2 reviews a week on average and he's getting 1, it's only a matter of time. The next thing you're going to be up there and you're going to be able to have 25 reviews and the guy's got to have 150 and you're on top of it because you did the little 20% more. It's not about, oh, I need to get 20% more of 100. I just got to do 20% more of his average per week. So we can go back and look and, oh, when was the last time a guy got a review? Oh, it was 3 weeks ago. Okay, cool. His newest review is 3 weeks old. So I just need to get a review once every week. And eventually, like, Google sees the consistency and will move you up in the ranking, right? Because it knows that you're doing a good job on a more consistent basis than that competitor, because you have the proof.
One thing I wanted to say about reviews, and then I don't see if you guys have any questions, you can throw it in here, but maybe we'll leave with this because I don't see new questions coming in, is that I'm starting to think, even if I see a map pack with 3 people with 100 reviews, are they actually getting all the leads in that marketplace? I'm starting to think no. I'm starting to think even if 3 guys have a lot of reviews, they might get maybe 40% of all the lead volume of that city, because you got to understand, people have different search behaviors. People are searching different keywords. The order of words, the GBP begins to change. The order begins to change. Where the person is searching from, the GBP order begins to change. So I'm starting to think there's no way 3 map, even if they have a lot of reviews, are getting all the leads, not even close. And a few months ago, I was doing a lot of cold calling of business owners because I was trying to find some deals for some of my students. And I've noticed that even companies with a lot of reviews, sometimes they would miss the call. they would answer it, but it was like a front desk lady and she was really booked up. So I was forced to call other companies. I mean, the other day, a couple of weeks ago, I had to hire a maid service and I called the 200 review person and they just had no availability because I wanted same day service. So I ended up calling a 10 review and I got the job done. So guys, don't be intimidated by reviews because I've seen so many new sites that generate leads that have hardly any reviews. Now, with that being said, don't be lazy about it. Try your best to get reviews. I think any map listing that has at least 10 reviews exponentially increase your chances of getting phone calls. I think there's something psychological about the number 10. But then there's also something psychological about not wanting to call the company maybe with 200 reviews. You might see that company as a big corporate company and you want to go with a mom and pop company with less reviews. They might care more about the service they do. So again, all these make reviews in this business a lot more different than the Amazon business where there's no human contact. You're just ordering a physical product and in most cases you go off of straight reviews. But with companies, even a lot of reviews, sometimes they don't answer the phone. Sometimes they don't have availability because they're so busy.
I think you're right. I think that 10 review and figure out how to get it to where your client's helping you grab those reviews naturally. Some clients are great at it. I took a year off when I went to Arkansas with my arbitrage business. I had 145 reviews for one of my businesses. I got back, I had another guy running it. I got 150 reviews, like 5 reviews in a year. If I do a job, I'm asking for a review, right? I'm calling them, I'm texting them, I'm going after it. If it's a lead gen client, I'm calling as the marketer. I'll call as the business representative. How did this happen? Hey, do you have a Gmail? One of the things that I ask now is because Google has a big issue with fake reviews. Don't buy fake reviews. If you get caught, it will take your GBP, right? So having legitimate reviews, but then also even Facebook, if you have a Facebook page, right? Facebook has a review feature. Yelp has a review feature, right? So one of my questions now is I ask, hey, do you have a Gmail that you use or that you actively use, right? And I have some customers say, I don't have a Gmail account, especially as we get further and further into kind of like the iPhone generation where people have never owned anything but an iPhone as a kid. Now, because their email address is such and such, epay@icloud.com, right? They never had to get a Gmail account. So even if they log in, get a Gmail account, leave you a review, more than likely Google's going to pull it because it's, oh, that's probably a fake review because they just created that Gmail account. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. Could I send you a link? You can leave me a thing. And if they're like, no, I'm like, well, do you use Facebook? Oh, yeah, I use Facebook all the time. Okay, great. I'm going to send you a link for Facebook, right? And then boom, I send that Facebook link. Even though that doesn't show up, Google has been tracking those reviews for years. And just recently, over the last year, they allowed us to add social media to our GBP. So I know for a fact on the back end, they've been tracing those reviews from Yelp, from Facebook, like they know. So like that still have clout, right? People will shop on Facebook. So don't sleep on Facebook because people will search for businesses on Facebook. So if you can't get a Gmail review, then get a Facebook review or get a Yelp review. Remember, it's this broad spectrum of the internet. There's multiple ways to access the internet, right? Google is the biggest one, but there's multiple facets of it out there.